My name is Courtney Cary, Senior Registered Dietitian at Baylor College of Medicine, and here's how I avoid the Thanksgiving crash. The big myth is that the amino acid tryptophan in turkey causes that Thanksgiving crash, but that has since been debunked. And the Thanksgiving crash is actually just having a huge amount of carbohydrates at one time and then having quite literally a sugar crash. When you're experiencing it, it's done. Like, the damage is done. Just take a nap, lay down for a second. It's gonna be okay, you'll recover. The best way to battle this is to make sure you balance your plate. What I mean by balance is you start with your protein, and typically during the holidays that looks like something meat-based. So it could be a turkey, it could be ham, which are actually both pretty lean sources of protein. So if you have a little bit of that on your plate, you're already doing great with managing your blood sugar. And then second, enjoy your carbs, enjoy your mashed potatoes, your dressing, the sweet potato casserole, enjoy all those things. But my rule of thumb is to always put a vegetable on your plate. Fresh green beans are actually more favorable in this case as opposed to canned green beans. They have the same vitamin and mineral content, but the fiber content varies greatly. So in a fresh green bean, the fiber content is a lot higher, and that actually mitigates the reaction of food on our blood sugar. And when it comes to using flour, so like if you're making a homemade pie crust or if you're making a bread pudding, whole wheat flour is more optimal because, again, it has that higher fiber content, so your blood sugar is not going straight up and straight down, which is where you find that Thanksgiving crash. And then I'm a big roll girl. I love carbs, and so there's always going to be a roll on my plate no matter what. But opting for that whole wheat bread or the whole wheat roll is going to help so much when it comes to our blood sugar and that crash that we feel after that Thanksgiving meal. If you really feel like modifying something on your Thanksgiving plate, using skim milk instead of heavy whipping cream in your mashed potatoes actually makes a huge difference because it decreases on that saturated fat. Saturated fat is the unhealthy fat that is solid at room temperature, so things like butter or the fat that's in dairy or coconut oil. Substituting that with something like olive oil or even avocado, nut butters, those types of things will actually decrease that saturated fat. While one day does not affect your heart or liver health, I think it's optimal to choose these things, especially if you're gonna have leftovers like myself. So I'm always gonna opt for that olive oil instead of a butter and some of those things, but I'm still putting butter on my roll, don't get me wrong.